Welcome to WRTR Real Talk Radio. The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the hosts and guests.
And do not necessarily reflect the views of any affiliated organizations or institutions. This podcast is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only and should not be considered legal, financial, or professional advice.
While we strive to provide accurate and up-to-date information, we make no representations or warranties of any kind, express or implied, about the completeness, accuracy, reliability, or availability with respect to the podcast or the information, products, services, or related graphics contained in the podcast.
Any reliance you place on such information is strictly at your own risk. In no event will we be liable for any loss or damage, including, without limitation, indirect or consequential loss or damage, or any loss or damage whatsoever arising from loss of data or profits arising out of or in connection with the use of this podcast.
By listening to WRTR Real Talk Radio, you acknowledge that you understand this disclaimer and agree to its terms. Enjoy the show.
WRTR Real Talk Radio. Featured guest DJs, original shows, music news, the hottest DJs from around the world.
A day late and a temper short. We're welcoming you to a new week here on WRTR Real Talk Radio. I'm a bald-headed black man, banned from TikTok, but you can call me Marcus Smoot.
Are you for real? Oh my God. Why the hell you get banned from TikTok?
Are you gonna finish your intro?
I'm sorry. Y'all know who it is. This your girl, Miss Lyric Bravado. What's up, y'all?
Yep. I'm banned, girl. I'm bad. I'm banned. They got me. They got me. No, they didn't actually get me. Okay, so let's be honest. TikTok with me, I get banned at least twice a month. And even though I'm getting banned, I keep getting my account back because, and I'm going to save the majority of this for unseasoned behavior. Mm-hmm. But just to get into the preliminaries of it, one of the things that I've always prided myself on is, I'll always gather information from credible news sources. I'm talking people, that have a long-lasting reputation and otherwise, which is why I've always had my account reinstated after they've banned it. However, these bitches this week, they put up the ban, not just the block, the ban. I was like, okay, so let's see how this works out.
This is crazy.
Well, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, we can't be living in the comic book world that we live in right now and not expect backlash from people that actually, follow information, and more on that later. And I'll get into that, like I said, during unseasoned behavior. In the meantime, Miss Lyric, how's your mood this week? What's going on in your world, first off?
Man, nothing much. Honestly,
Valentine's Day week.
I've been under the weather the last couple of days, so I really haven't been doing too much the past week since the last podcast. Shoot, that day I was kind of feeling a little So, right after that got done, I think I might have went to band rehearsal, and then I came in the house and I laid it down. And really didn't do too much because, like I said, I've been under the weather, but now I'm all right. Yesterday we had a full band rehearsal, finally. Shout out to a Level Up Band.
Okay.
We all got together and I threw a little 1-2. I had some like snacks and treats and drink and stuff.
Oh, you had your Valentine's Day swag.
To bring to show love to my fam and, kind of bring the morale up too, because I want them to get back motivated into like doing this, because a lot of the times people just this season of feeling blue, winter time just makes people depressed and not really want to do much.
That's true.
So we haven't had a full band practice since last year, actually. So
wow. Wow, since right before the New Year's show that went to hell. Okay.
And so
well, y'all didn't go to hell, but that situation. I mean, if y'all don't know, go back and listen to the podcast.
But still, we have this show coming up with Push Play. Now, for those DMV people who don't know who Push Play is, they are one of the more prominent and well-known bands.
Okay.
Out here. and we are opening up for them on February 21st. And so this is kind of a big deal. So I just wanted everybody to be ready and prepared. And after yesterday, I'm very proud of them. I'm very proud of them. Everybody pulled it together, and I think we're going to um, give them a run for their money, if you will.
Work.
So
I'm looking forward to that.
It's going to be nice.
I might actually have to go outside. Watch me.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to look forward to that. All right. Mood this week is giving frustration because, what I just told y'all about. Well, that's not been my whole week. My whole week has been actually pretty even tone. I've been, chilling. I've been, these congressional hearings. Baby, what about these Epstein files? Have you watched any of the coverage?
No.
Oh,
I haven't watched any of the coverage, but baby, social media be talking enough. I catch up on there.
Okay.
So many owners of these high companies that y'all visit every fucking day and buy y'all little stuff.
Not all of us.
Are on
Don't even y'all. It's all of us because we are all the problem right now because
I'm like,
wow. Yeah. It's jaw
Bath
dropping.
and Body Works. Wait. All y'all hoes be wearing Bath and Body Works.
Hold on, Bath and Body. Okay.
Victoria's Secret is on.
Oh, I knew Vicky C was gonna be on there because come on, pedophilic white men. Come on, seriously. Okie dokie. It is.
Who else they say? Because my sister's been filling in. Yeah, Bath and Body Works, Pink, which is the sister company of Victoria's Secret and Victoria's Secret. So yeah.
Okay, well, again, I will say, just like I said last week, if y'all want the information, it's right there. You can go and look. For me, I'm not going to go to my favorite creators to find out what's in these files. I'm either going to look it up myself, or if I don't have the energy to do so, then I am going to look it up from a credible news source. For journalists, that people that are paid to tell us and break this shit down for us. So that is where I am getting my information from. It is where I've always gotten my information from for you guys. And that's not to circumvent what we talk about in our disclaimer in the first part of the show, because neither Lyric or I are accredited journalists. However, we do know how to read and comprehend.
That part.
So we'll do that, and we'll do our best to give you that continuing information. But who you want to be like this week, ma'am?
Not Chuck E. Cheese, because he's on there too.
I said that last week. The CEO, and he had stepped down because everybody memes it and makes it a thing of where it's like, oh, okay, well, Chuck E. Cheese is in the files instead of actually naming the CEO. And
I don't know his name. I just know that. I want to know if y'all still taking y'all kids there or not.
That's the point. That's the thing. His name is Scott Drake. He's been named the new chief executive of Chuck E. Cheese. Scott Drake has been named the new chief executive officer of Chuck E. Cheese Entertainment, effective February 13th, 2026, replacing David McKillips, who held the position since 2020. So David McKillips, which is a correction to my last week saying Scott Drake, David McKillips is the actual person that was, that stepped down after, all this stuff came out about Epstein. So, look that name up. David McKillips. And that's with a K. Miss Lyric.
Marcus, who you trying to be like?
No, I have that. I just pulled up the inbox while I thought you were going to pivot, but Lewis from Hagerstown, Maryland, he says he's a new listener and that we keep him informed and keep him a different way to observe and dissect the news. Then he said other great things. Before you guys get into the depressing ass news cycle, I came up with some thought-provoking questions that I thought may be fun to open up your show with. How you feel about that?
Fine, let's go.
He gave 3. These are actually thought-provoking. That's why I chose this email. It says 1. What do you think your past self would say if they met your current selves?
Work, bitch. Work, bitch.
Hold on. Which past self are we talking about? Which one?
Shit, I don't know all of them.
Okay. And
all of them.
Okay, what would they say specifically?
My past self been through some shit, And to see where I am today,
right,
owning my own fucking studio.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You do that.
What?
I'm looking at you right now in your studio.
Get out of here.
That's great.
Then actually recorded some new songs
that you produced. That you did it. You did it.
I did.
You did it. You did it.
I did that.
Congratulations.
Just stepped out there and just did it. Like, yeah, my past self would be like, work, bitch. Yeah, you did that. You did that. And still doing that.
Work.
Because it don't stop.
Work. My past self would look at me and he would be like, who the fuck are you? I stay indoors.
Ahead.
No. I stay indoors now. I'm asleep by 9:30 at the latest. Like, somebody called me last night, FaceTime me at like 9 something, and I was in the bed, like dead in the bed, about to go to sleep. But I will say that that's not to take a dig at myself. I'm actually, I would think that my past self would be very proud of my now self, because my past self was constantly chasing after the next thrill, after the next adventure, after the next person that we didn't want to be. We were achieving a number and not a personality, not authenticity. Right. So, real me, actual me, now me goes to bed, because real me got to go like my whole ass got to be at work. Yeah, all of that for that. So it is what it is.
Growth.
Yep. Number 2. What are your toxic traits? You want me to go first or you?
I would say, I don't really consider it a toxic trait. It probably can be from the other person's perspective. But my trait would be holding on to things too long and not expressing them right then and there, and then blowing up.
That's a big one. Do you still do that, or are you working on it?
I bite my tongue a lot just to keep the peace.
Baby,
but it's not keeping my peace. If that makes sense.
Yes.
It's keeping their peace, but I don't get to say my piece.
Yes.
And so now I'm boiling on the inside, and then things start piling up. One after another, and then it could be one small argument, one thing, and I'm exploded.
Yep.
So I think that's, I wouldn't say toxic, because it's not something that I'm intentionally doing to harm someone or, be negative to someone.
Correct.
It's just, that's more of like a character issue, something that I have to work on to be more vocal about what I like and what I don't like, and be more expressive with people.
Yeah, and you know what?
I would say that.
Well, you know what? That makes sense with people with anxiety that struggle, because sometimes, you be like fire, but then it's the anxiety of the moment. Maybe you're out and you don't want to cause a scene, or maybe you're, feeling especially insecure that day and don't really feel assertive enough in that particular moment to address something. So I get it. I get, the struggle. But yeah, that's actually, that's a big one to overcome. Mine, my toxic trait is, I don't know. Okay.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't believe everybody is toxic. I believe
no.
Like, there's some people
meaning
who are very narcissistic and actually toxic.
Right.
But I feel like some people just have these certain characteristics about them where they might not necessarily handle things the best. I don't think that's I don't like that word toxic for everyone.
Okay.
So I would just say trait.
A trait
That's
that
why
I don't
you can't
like.
think of anything, because you're not a toxic person.
Oh, well, that is probably one of the nicest things that someone has said about me. Thank you. All right. Okay. Taken away from that, a trait I don't like. I don't like the fact that I can't just go along to get along.
Yeah.
I can't do that anymore. I think I did that so much in the past that I don't do it anymore. That, like, I will immediately reject it. And I think sometimes if you want to use the word, can be considered toxic, is when I'm in atmospheres where people are being very heavily either inauthentic or, not really authentically themselves, or something's performative, I will immediately lose interest, and then cynical Marcus kicks in, and then it's bad, because I don't do well in atmospheres like that, and that's bad on me, because it makes me socially awkward, because a lot of social situations are very performative, like even down to, I'm looking at even now bar culture. When I go out to bars and stuff, and this is my personal testimony, when I go out, first off, one thing about me, I do not like to be touched. I really don't. So if you see me and I recognize you as friendly and we love one another, it's different me and Lyric, who is a friend of mine for like 10 plus years, me giving her a hug, because 10, are we talking 12?
More than that.
Shit, God, how old am I? Anyways, this show's old. It's different.
It's been about 15, 16 actually.
Am I that old? Shut up. Oh my God, now that I think about when I met, I am that old. Holy shit.
Yeah, about 15 actually, yeah.
Okay, now you about to throw off my ADHD. The point that I'm making is that I don't get how, okay, so I can hug her in public and that be comfortable, but you barfly that have seen me at the bar every time that we've been out at the bar, that now sees me at the bar, feels like that you have, some sort of, I don't know, invitation into my personal space, because again, we're at the bar. It's just weird because it's at the bar, and I don't like, so that's weird for me. So sometimes in social situations where people are pressing certain issues and be like, oh, well, you like this person. Oh, well, they like that person. Oh, well, let's everybody kind of, pay attention, but don't pay attention. Don't look over there. Oh, like we're in, I don't know,
high school.
Yeah, third period or something. It's weird.
Yeah, it is very weird. But to me, like I said, you're not toxic. To me, when I hear you speak of that, to me that sends a message of discernment.
Oh.
And everybody's energy is not supposed to be around you. Let's just keep it 100.
Oh no, I'm not supposed to be around everybody else.
No, you're not. So that's why you get uncomfortable when you get around certain people, because that something ain't right with that person.
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
You gotta start normalizing that type of shit for real.
Can we
honestly
just can I just be the person that says a thing? Like, and I'm not even rude. Okay, sometimes I'm rude, but I'm not really rude. Like,
no, you're not rude. If somebody doesn't know you, because I get it too. Like my husband said people think I look mean. And I'm like,
what does that mean?
Why? Because I'm not smiling all the time. That's weird. To me, that's weird. My resting face is just regular. I'm just observant, and I look around and I pay attention to what's going on around me. I'm not bothering anybody, but he has told me, and I've never heard this before, but he has told me the people around him and his circle have always said that I look mean and I look unapproachable.
Oh God, if they've heard you on this show, then they probably think even worse. I mean, depending on the week.
Oh, well.
And what that's why I always preface this show by what's your mood this week, because you already know what you giving. You already know it.
Yep. So it's a catch-22 sometimes, because it's like, I'm not gonna go out of my way. This is one thing, because I used to be a people pleaser.
Nope.
Growing into the woman that I am today has helped me learn that you literally cannot please everybody. You could be happy all the time. Somebody's going to say that shit's weird. You could look, I guess, mean, or somebody's going to say, oh, she looks bitchy. She looks like she doesn't play. She looks mean, this, that, and the third. You can't approach her. You cannot please everybody. So the best thing to do is just be yourself, which is what I am. If I'm not your cup of tea, that's fine. Cool.
Right.
And that's where I'm at. That's where I am with that, because it used to hurt my feelings, but then I had to realize, like, that's just a couple of people's opinions. The people who have known me for years, like you, and a couple of other people who actually know me, have never said that.
True.
So I mean, it is what it is. Like, a lot of people don't take the time to get to know others first and then form an opinion, a negative opinion. Me, you got to show me that you're that type of person first. Or if my spirit feels like something is off, then I'm going to automatically stay away from you anyway. And then it's a win-win for both of us.
And I think that's fair. I really do. I think that level of, like you said, discernment I think that works out well. So, yeah, and that leads right into this third question, which is, what's something you used to do that you don't or will never do again? And that is one of the things I don't want to say, people pleasing. I'm not. I'm just simply not. Like, the performative nonsense, even when it comes down to just basic, just going to work every day. If I'm sick nowadays, I'm sick. I'm fucking never getting back to the age that I was. I'm never.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to work myself the way that I did when I was that age and had that level of endurance. I'm not doing
it.
I'm not. So, not doing the people pleaser. That's on the work level. That's on the friendship levels. If we don't align anymore, we just don't align. It doesn't mean that we have to have bad blood. It doesn't mean that I have some level of beef with you. At this point, if we just don't align and our paths, uncross, I'm good with that. And I wish you well. Like, I ain't sitting there like, with the voodoo doll or anything, but at the same time, I realize that we can't continue our path together, and I'm okay with that. Moving on.
Yeah.
That kind of grown man energy.
Okay. I would say something that I won't do ever again. Being that shoulder or financial or whatever the case may be person to lean on for people who do not fucking deserve it.
No, you don't have access to my funds.
I will say that.
You don't have access to my funds. You don't.
Because a lot of the times I have a big heart and people have taken advantage of that a lot throughout my life. And what I've realized and what my mom and my father have always said is, when you give, even if it's your time, your energy, or your money, give because you want to, not with the expectation of getting something back.
Okay.
Because people are going to people, honey.
Yes.
The majority and the percentage of people who are actually going to be genuine with the exchange, it's not going to be as high as you think it's going to be, and it's not going to be even.
Oh, no.
So, I would say that is one of the things that I am not going to be doing any longer because people have burnt their bridge, blew up bridges, flooded bridges, all types of shit with my bridge. Okay, and I can't. So, that's where I'm at with that.
Well, when I grow up, because Lewis, let me tell you, Hagerstown, Maryland, y'all got the good questions coming because those were thought-provoking. I really appreciate those questions. So, let's see. When I grow up, I want to be like Dr. Lonnie George Johnson, born October 6th, 1949. So not only is he a Libra like me, but he is also a Black American inventor, aerospace engineer, and entrepreneur. Best known for inventing the best-selling Super Soaker water gun in 1989. Girl, did you know that a Black man created Super Soaker?
I did. I actually did.
I did not know that. This is like mind-blowing for me today. So yeah, y'all, you haters, you listening right now, you bet your sweet ass that was a Black man that made that best water gun ever. He was formerly employed at the U.S. Air Force and NASA, where he worked at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory. So imagine that. He is first conceived the Super Soaker while working with the U.S. Air Force, initially called, quote, the Power Drencher, which at first appeared in toy shops in 1990. It eventually got its trademark name after some tweaks and remarketing, selling between $10 and $60, which, if you know, in the 90s, your parents was not spending no goddamn $60 on no game that was not electronic. And for a Super Soaker, you know that shit. You remember that? Every neighborhood was lit up. For the nostalgia geeks, y'all get it. The Super Soaker took off, generating $200 million in sales in 1991, shortly after making the deal for the Super Soaker with the Laramie Corporation. That's what it was. And Laramie became a subsidiary of Hasbro Inc. in February of 1995. So that is where, so he made his money, stepped out and stepped away. Good job, Black Man. Appreciate you.
Okay, so who do I want to be like?
Who you want to be like?
So for the OGs who are listening,
that's me.
Y'all remember?
I'm listening, and I'm an OG.
Y'all remember back when I had the community corner, right?
I do. Okay. I remember making the
drop. So this is a little sad. Well, it's not a little sad. It's a lot sad. I was actually very upset by this.
Oh hell.
I want to be like Miss Shirley Raines. Shirley Raines was somebody that I spoke about. She was actually one of the first people that I spoke about when I did the community corner. Reached out to me. We talked and everything. I told her this is before she became Instagram famous. So we are literally one of the first podcasts.
I don't know why. Okay, so I feel slighted. I want to be like us when I grow up because we put a lot of these niggas on. No, I'm playing.
We have done a lot of firsts.
We have.
We have though.
We have, but it's fine.
Beauty to the Streets. She was a young woman who, she was about my age. Still young woman because I'm young too.
Absolutely. Work.
She was a beautiful black woman who used her own resources to not only feed the homeless in California, mostly Skid Row. Okay. She would do their hair, give haircuts, and this, that, and the third. She has unfortunately passed away.
That's why you said was.
Yes. She dedicated her life to serving others and made an impact on homeless communities throughout Los Angeles and Nevada. Through her advocacy, deep passion, and unwavering commitment, she used her platform to amplify the voices of those in need and to bring dignity, hope, and resources to the most unserved populations. This is a heavy loss, and the countless individuals of lives were forever changed by Miss Shirley's love, generosity, and selfless service. Her legacy will continue to live on through the work she started and the hearts she touched. So I wanted to say I wanted to be like Miss Shirley Raines, who has now gained her wings. And so I really hope that the people who were helping her still continue her work, because she didn't have to do that. But because she did, she possibly could have saved the lives of a lot of people who were out there on the streets. So I want to honor her today, and that's my person.
Let me ask you this. Has that been the first person that you've interviewed that has transitioned?
Yeah.
Congratulations. I got a whole lot of trauma. No, I'm playing. I'm playing. No, that
I was so upset.
Yeah,
I was so upset.
It sucks because you be sitting there and you be like, "Oh my God, you've done what?" And you're so interested in their career and you're talking about them. Anyways, this first segment is literally almost 30 minutes in, and you still have letters and stuff to answer. So, you ready?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes.
All right. If it were later.
That was very nostalgic.
It was. And I appreciate that, because who loves nostalgia more than me?
Right.
If it were lyric, up next. We'll be right back.
When Black Americans started demanding civil rights, they weren't just trying to sit at a lunch counter. They were forcing the federal government to pick a side. That's what was happening. And once the federal government picked a side, once they created enforcement, that enforcement didn't magically stop at one group. That's the part people miss. Before 1964, if your company didn't hire you because you were a woman, because you had an accent, because your name sounded foreign, there wasn't much you could do federally. After the Civil Rights Act, specifically Title VII, the government had actual power to investigate workplace discrimination. And the law didn't just say Black. It said race, color, religion, sex, national origin. That language matters. And I'm going to tell you why. Women used it to challenge sexism. Latino workers used it. Asian Americans used it. Religious minorities used it. And decades later, LGBTQ workers leaned on that same legal framework in court. That enforcement spine was built because Black people forced it to be built, specifically Black Americans. Other communities just walked through it. And immigration, let's talk about that. Before 1965, U.S. immigration law openly favored white Europeans. It was engineered that way. Now, after the moral logic of civil rights took hold, after the country publicly said radical hierarchy is wrong, those quotas became harder to defend. So the Immigration and Nationality Act of 1965 changes the game. And suddenly, you see more immigration from the Caribbean, from Africa, from Asia, from Latin America. The America that people argue about today, the multilingual, layered, global America, that demographic is tied to civil rights logic. Once you say race can't determine rights at home, it gets real awkward to keep race determining who can enter the country. That's probably what that orange buffoon meant when he said that civil rights actually hurt white people. But here's what actually moves me. The people who forced these changes, they weren't powerful on paper. They were teenagers, preachers, domestic workers, students, regular people who were just tired. They didn't have armies. They had discipline. They understood that if you expose a country's contradictions long enough, especially when that country is claiming to be the leader of the free world, it's going to either reform or embarrass itself globally. So they used that pressure strategically. And when the country finally moved, it built tools that it couldn't fully control anymore. Once you create federal mechanisms to fight discrimination, you can't decide only one group gets to use them. That's the quiet genius of it all. So how did it help more than just Black people? Because it forced the country to hardwire anti-discrimination into federal law. It reshaped immigration. It created enforcement that other communities could lean on. It changed the architecture, not perfectly, not permanently, but fundamentally. And the pride in that isn't loud, it's just steady. Because people who were told that they didn't belong reshaped the legal structure of belonging for themselves and for everyone else who came after. This is why it's important to know history.
Maybe not what you should do, but definitely she would. If it were lyric.
What's going on, y'all? It's your girl, Miss Lyric, and I'm back with my segment, If It Were Lyric. Okay, yeah, get into it. Where I talk about your situationships, relationships, friendships, and everything in between. If you want to continue sending me your stories and questions, please send them to my Gmail, lyricbravado@gmail.com. Now let's get started.
Please, let's.
All right. Okay, so this one, she said she wants to be anonymous.
Oh, hell.
She's
Her
from
name Amy.
Nevada.
Her name
Las
Amy.
Vegas, Nevada.
All right, Amy.
That's all that's here. So what's going on, Anonymous? It says, Dear Lyric, my boyfriend is threatening to break up with me over condoms.
Okay.
Here's the thing. We've been going out for 9 months, and for about the last 2 months, he periodically mentions that he doesn't want to have sex with condoms. He says it's not as pleasurable, and that his ex, who wasn't on birth control, and him did it, and she didn't get pregnant.
I'm turning off my mic.
Because he used the pull-out method. I told him numerous times I don't feel comfortable because I don't want to risk pregnancy. So about a month ago, he threatened our relationship and told me in the long term that this wasn't going to work for him. I held my boundary though and told him I don't feel comfortable. Fast forward to our pre-Valentine's Day dinner. He says, you're not the type who likes change. You're like me. And then he goes off to say, like condoms, you won't have sex without them because they're used to having sex with them and you've never had sex without them. What type of conversation is this to have over dinner? Anyway, though.
Was this a group dinner?
No.
Oh.
It's just them two.
Oh,
but still, like, come on now.
No, because I've seen conversations like this take place. We've seen conversations like this take place in our face 15 years, friend. So, just needed contact.
Okay.
Continue.
Then he tells me, when you eat food, that only affects you, so I don't care what you eat, but this affects us both.
What does that even
And
mean?
I told him, trust me, I have thought about this from your perspective, but my body is the one at risk for everything, so it affects me more than you. He then went on to tell me that this wasn't going to work in the long term or even the short term, and that the ball is in my court. Also, I'd like to mention that he's so worried about his pleasure, and with the condom, he's been able to come every time within 10 minutes. But all of the dozens of times we've had sex, I've only come once. Ooh!
Wow. Okay, well.
Ooh!
I mean, even with that rubber that you looking to replace, or that rubber you looking to take off, and you can't stand for 10 minutes? You can't stand for 10 minutes. Bro, 10 minutes with a condom on, you can't stand, but then you want her to slide that mofo off you already with an itchy trigger finger? Really?
At this point, he's made me feel crazy for needing this. I don't want to lose him, but it's feeling like the only option, so I don't know. What advice do you have for me? I would appreciate it. Thank you. I love you and Marcus, and I'm going to continue listening to you all.
Oh, my bad.
She said, I love you and Marcus.
Oh, my bad. I thought that was the brother's name.
No!
My bad.
Girl, keep hold of your boundary and fuck that motherfucker.
Run.
That's what my advice is to you, because
Leave.
like you said, you only get one body, and it only takes one time for shit to go left. And you get something that you'll have to deal with for the rest of your life, or that could potentially end your life. Who knows? I would not risk that for that man, and he can't even last for 10 minutes with a condom on. Absolutely not. And for him to even form that out of his mouth, you should have dropped him when he said it.
Dropped like the
Left
ball.
him right there at that dinner table.
Yep.
Fuck you and Valentine's Day. I'm out of here.
Did you say times with the M? Did you say times day? I love
Valentine's.
it. No, you said times. I love it.
Oh, well, Valentine's, whatever. However y'all say it. Fuck him. I would have left him at that table. Tell him to kiss your ass. That's what you need to do. And I hope y'all don't live together, because absolutely the fuck not.
No, that was rude as fuck. Like,
not.
all jokes aside.
And if you do, you need to try to see how you can move away, or make him leave, or whoever's name is on that lease, break that and separate immediately.
Yeah, I'm being
Let
playful.
him go get whoever he wants, who is willing to have sex with unsafe. Because to me, y'all haven't even been together a year. You don't even know each other like that, honestly. You talking all this stuff about condoms, but is he talking about papers? Have you seen medical records? Have you seen health records? Have y'all exchanged tests? Okay, doesn't sound like it, because that wasn't what was said. And he's more worried about pumping,
he's worried about the feeling.
and he don't really care about safety, so
right.
That's a red fucking flag. Yeah, girl, run for the fucking hills. I would not.
Well, I mean, and Lyric makes a great point, because she pointed it out that it is like, you're not just talking about something that's about the pleasure in a moment. I think a lot of us leave it there. As far as the pleasure, it's like, oh, well, it's right there in the moment, and this, that, and the third. It's about the feeling, and oh, how it feels in that moment. But then you lose track of the responsibility that comes thereafter, because you still have to exist after that act, and there are consequences that take place during that certain act that maybe at the time that things are happening, emotions are happening, chemicals are happening, estrogen, testosterone, all of that, like everything's happening at once, and we don't always take into account those things. So just like Miss Lyric said, girl, keep it on.
Run. And don't get me started on babies. You said you don't want no babies.
No.
He's giving, I'm gonna run for the hill as soon as if you get pregnant.
And then I'm going to act like it was
somehow.
Please. Then that's when we want to accept the dual responsibility when there is a child then in the presence. Because then it's like, oh, well, you made this decision just like I did, and blah, blah, blah. And then everybody wants to accept accountability. Interesting how
I'm
that
gonna say
works,
this. Right? This is my final advice. This goes for everybody. Don't do anything that you don't want to or are not ready for.
Don't make permanent decisions with temporary people. There you
Period.
Go. It's just like what she said. All right, this is long, but I skimmed it. All right, I skimmed it.
Okay.
And it seems interesting, so I didn't fully read this through. So we're going with God, girl. All right.
Okay. We'll see.
Dear Lyric, She gave her age. She said 30 female. I recently froze the credit card my mom uses. I pay the bill because she refuses to use her EBT despite having $1,300 in there. That is why I chose this letter. That is what I read. If y'all could see her face right now. All right. My mom is in her late 50s. And I've been financially... My mom is in her late 50s. I've been financially supporting her since my parents divorced 5 years ago. I'm an only child. She lives in my childhood home, and I pay the property taxes, $8,000 a year in New Jersey, utilities, Wi-Fi, phone bill, and her credit card bill. She had a part-time job, but hasn't been able to hold one long term. And in the last 3 months, she's made a total of about $60. In 2025, she made a total of $3,000. I used to be okay helping, but the cost of living keeps going. But the cost of living keeps going up, and my salary hasn't increased in 3 years. I make about $110,000 in New Jersey, and own my own townhouse. My mortgage takes up, she put in parentheses, my mortgage takes up almost half of my take-home pay. So she said,
God almighty.
Listen, she said, I make about $110,000 in New Jersey and own my own townhouse. And I'm feeling stretched, trying to support 2 households. I'm literally living paycheck to paycheck. This winter, her electric/gas bill was, okay, this is getting mathy and I'm a little high. Her electric/gas bill was $250, still on the low end for a 1,700 square feet house. She keeps the temperature at 57 degrees, while mine was at $220. I can't be paying $500 a month just for electric and gas. I was also paying for her 2 phone plans, but canceled one of them recently. She got mad at me saying that I was cheap for trying to save $20 a month.
Go ahead.
I told you this is long. All right. Last October, she got into 2 separate car accidents. Quote, I'm sorry, in parentheses, both ruled it her fault. Okay. Last October, she got 2. Okay. And I paid about $7,000 total. My dad pitched in with $4,000 to repair her car. While it was in the shop, I let her borrow my car for 3 weeks, and I had to move back home. And she complained that the car I brought her back in 2021, 2017 Toyota Corolla was, quote, too crappy. And I made her more likely to crash, which honestly really upset me. She now never drives except if it's around the block. And I said, if I were a better daughter, I'd buy her a newer, safer car. Here's what financially pushed me over the edge. I applied for food stamps/EBT for her about 8 months ago. She gets around $300 a month, so there's roughly $1,800 available. She refused to renew after the first 6 months because it was too much of a hassle. She only used about $500 of it because she said she's too proud to use food stamps. So instead, she keeps buying groceries with her credit card that I pay the bill for.
Hell no! Hell. When I say hell, go ahead.
There's more. Hold on.
Her mama out.
There's more. She needs your help. I kept asking her to just use the benefits she already has, but nothing changed. So I finally froze the card because I can't keep paying for groceries while she lets free money expire out of pride. Now she's upset and says I'm being harsh and unsupportive. She says I'm so cheap for caring about her EBT balance when, quote, I'm making such a large salary, end quote. I don't feel that $110K goes far at all in New Jersey. I feel so poor. I'm not even saving these days. If you were in my shoes, what would you do or maybe you all can help me laugh through it. Love, she said, make up a name, so I'm saying Paula. P.S. I can't move back home with her to save money because 1, she is too controlling, and 2, she wants to live alone.
Girl, are you done?
I'm done.
Live your life, Paula. Live your motherfucking life. Let your mama figure it out, because you have did what you have supposed to do as a daughter. You provided her a car that is more than most people would have done for even their child.
She did.
You are the child and she is the parent.
Yeah, all of
Let's
that.
be clear about that. You did what you were supposed to do. That is not your responsibility to cater.
No, we're not doing that.
Catering and taking care of someone are 2 totally different things.
Completely.
Your mother wants somebody to cater to her every whim and her need. You are not responsible for that. Ooh, I'm pissed off. First of all, keep that credit card frozen, baby. Put that joint on ice. Let that shit sit in the until the ice age come around back.
My God.
Because no, absolutely not. How are you going to do that? You took the time to sign her up for assistance, and there is money on that card. It is money.
It's embarrassing.
Period.
It's embarrassing,
It
Larry.
same exact groceries.
It's embarrassing.
Who cares?
Exactly.
Go to self-checkout.
There's all of these
If
options.
you are that embarrassed, go to self-checkout, because one thing I'm not going to do is let my pride overpower my hunger. You have to live. I'm not going to sit in the house and be hungry when I know I have money on this card because I'm too prideful because it's an EBT card. Are you crazy?
No.
And it's very disrespectful too, because there's millions of families who have to use this resource. I have had to use it.
Absolutely.
I don't care what this person got to say about this and this person got to say about that. Guess what? I'm leaving out of here with food for my family.
Yep.
That's all that should matter.
Yes. Yeah.
How dare you? And now I'm speaking to the mama. How dare you?
Oh,
How
play this
dare
for the
you
mom.
come for your daughter's pockets?
What?
Just because she makes $100K? No. Times ain't like how they was when you was coming up. You remember when $20 used to be a lot for you when you was coming up? $100.
I remember when $20 used to be a lot for me. So yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Now $100 ain't shit. $100 is now replacing what that $20 used to be.
Yeah.
Honestly,
It literally
that's
does.
what it feels like. You cannot even leave the house without spending less than $100.
You cannot. Date night, forget it. You need.
Oh, baby, you spend it about $200.
Oh, you. Nah.
$300.
Yeah.
Easy.
For a night on
Person-
the town?
Yes.
Unless you pregame or do something like, unless y'all doing some frugal shit.
Shit,
Otherwise.
and nowadays, the drinks and the bars, it's like $15 to $18 a drink.
Listen, this is 2026. What y'all voted for. So here we sit. Sorry to make a political
Don't do
point.
that. Be grateful that you got a Toyota Corolla to ride around in. And it's a 2017. I've seen those cars. They are cute. They're nice. You could be taking the bus. Okay? You could be walking. And I don't know what your health situation is or how old you are, but you could be using your feet.
Oh.
Be grateful. It's too many people who have more than the next person who are still not happy with what they have. Be grateful that somebody thought of you enough and cared for you enough to provide you with the basic necessities that you need. You may want that, but that's a want that you want. If you want that, you take your ass out there, go find you a job, and you earn it.
Yeah.
Period.
Do all of that.
But if someone is giving you something, be grateful that you have it, because yesterday you didn't. Yesterday, somebody had to come and pick you up, take you to your doctor's appointments, take you here, take you there. Now you have a car. Don't complain. You need to call your daughter and say, I apologize first and foremost for this, that, and the third. And secondly, tell her I appreciate you. Thank you for everything that you've done for me.
That's
That's all that needs to be said. And stop spending your grocery money on her credit card that you know she pays when you got an EBT card with over $1,000 on that shit. Because there's people out here who can't even get those benefits, and honestly, it pisses me off because you sitting here with $1,000 that could really help a family.
$1,300. Be clear,
1,300. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah.
That could really benefit another family who can't even get those same benefits, and you have them. You should be disgusted and ashamed of yourself.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm sorry, Paula. I had to read your mother for her rights because that is absolutely
not y'all only read mamas.
Despicable. Despicable. And a woman of your big age should know better.
Okay.
And that's all I have to say for my segment today. Y'all done raised my blood pressure enough. Stay tuned in for next week for the segment. If you want to continue sending me your stories and your questions, just be prepared for the answer, which you can get them at lyricbravado@gmail.com. And that's it. That's all.
Let's see how much more we can raise her blood pressure when we troll the timeline. Up next, you're on WRTR Real Talk Radio. We'll be right back.
Hey everybody. Yesterday, Donald Trump secretly granted a whole bunch more pardons. I'm hearing that there are 21 total pardons and commutations, but some of them still remain under wraps. Let me tell you about the ones we know about. I'm Liz Oyer, the former pardon attorney for the Department of Justice. So the first one's really nuts. Remember I told you about Adriana Camberos, a woman that Trump granted clemency to during his first presidency and now has ended up back in prison on her second federal fraud conviction? Well, Trump granted her clemency again, and her brother, who was her co-defendant, as well. Second, Trump has granted a full pardon to Wanda Vasquez Garced, the former governor of Puerto Rico, who Trump has referred to as a Trump-supporting governor, as well as her two co-defendants. Vasquez was prosecuted for taking bribes from a Venezuelan businessman named Julio Herrera Valentini. Herrera's daughter donated a total of $3.5 million to MAGA Inc., and then her father and his two co-defendants got a full pardon from Trump. Trump also pardoned a guy named Taryn Pizer. He was convicted of insider trading and sentenced to 42 months in prison. He was also ordered to pay back over $17 million. He was actually just sentenced in June of 2025, and prosecutors in Trump's own DOJ, including the U.S. attorney he appointed, Bill Asaley, lauded the sentence as a just result. But now, Donald Trump has wiped it out with a pardon. Trump also commuted the sentence of Jacob Deutsch, who was sentenced in 2024 to 5 years in prison for a very large mortgage fraud. This was actually Deutsch's second federal fraud conviction. The New York Times is reporting that several lawyers and lobbyists with close ties to Trump worked behind the scenes to get these clemencies granted. Because, of course, we all know that Donald Trump has established a pay-to-play justice system. I think you all know this, but as somebody who worked for several years trying to get clemencies for deserving people, this abuse of the clemency system is really quite upsetting. I'm sure more information will come to light over the next couple of days, and I will keep you posted.
Time to troll.
Baby! Political news has been on fire this week. White people on the Hill have been wild. They've been wilding. I am heavily political this week, Lyric, as we troll the timeline here on WRTR Real Talk Radio. But, alright. Oh, what you got? Like, what's your timeline looking like, mama? Because I'm on a different one right now. Well, no, because, you know, my shit didn't cancel out until this morning. But, you know.
Well, you know, I don't go looking for political stuff, but political stuff still sometimes finds me.
That's because of me.
And, you know,
You're welcome.
I don't mind sometimes, but this one I didn't mind at all.
All right. Give it to me.
So, Eric Benet, as y'all know, is a well-known R&B singer from, I guess you would say, mid-90s,
Okay.
late 90s.
All right. Don't say nothing about Epstein files.
No.
Okay. Don't. Okay.
He got on and basically trolled all of Instagram the other day by saying he supports Trump. Now, if you had watched the whole video,
fuck.
He proudly claims that he supports Trump having a heart attack on today.
Having a heart
at 8:47 a.m.
Oh, welcome back, Eric. Sorry. I threw you over the boat for a second. I'm throwing you a life raft. I'm throwing you a life raft, girl. It's fine. There you go. It's there. Damn.
But yes, he gagged a whole lot of people because people were like, at first, before they even got to the end of the video, people were writing stuff in his comments that they had to go back and edit and say something else. And I watched it in real time, and when I tell you, I was hollering. I was hollering. I said, "Ooh,
that's cute."
He gagged all of y'all.
He really did. He really did. I'm heavy political this week. I really am. But to keep it to pop culture, before I go political, I did see where Dawson died, and that was kind of sucky because nostalgia.
Yeah.
According to CBS News, or this is at least where I read it, James Vanderbeek, Dawson's Creek star, dies at age 48 after cancer diagnosis. That is the headline. Again, reading this on CBS News, James Vanderbeek, star of Dawson's Creek and Varsity Blues, has died at age 48, according to his publicist in a post from his wife on social media. Vanderbeek announced in November of 2024 that he had been diagnosed with colon cancer. His cause of death was not shared, but yeah, that's Dawson, and that's back in the day.
I saw that. I saw. I want to keep calling him his character
Who?
name.
No, I said Dawson. So, you talking about Alfonso?
Like Alfonso
yeah, Ribeiro.
He's Carlton. He's Carlton to me. I saw him post a heartfelt photo, and I was like, "Damn, that's sad." And then, of course, I read the comments, and they immediately pissed me off because people had so much.
Never go to the comments, baby. Read the post sad. And nothing further. Don't read the comments because and this is another thing that I've realized, and as I'm gearing up, I'm revving up my engine for my next segment, which I'm a freestyle, but either way, which is another thing that doesn't get publicized enough, that y'all keep getting fed information instead of actually taking in the goddamn information. But go ahead.
I just felt like that was sad. Let's see. Do we care that the Winter Olympics experienced a condom shortage after athletes ran through over 10,000 within days of the competition?
Baby, everybody is fucking. It's all kind of athletic babies being bred right now. This is about to be the superhero boom. We won't see it in our lifetime. But these babies that are basically able to defy laws of gravity and everything, it all came from genetics. All came from this Olympics bullshit. All came, remember, I'm telling you this now in 2026. But when y'all babies sprout wings and shit, it can defy the laws of gravity and run at 120 miles per hour to sprint to the grocery store and back. Yeah, go ahead.
According to reports, approximately over 10,000 condoms were distributed across city and mountain accommodations, continuing a long-standing Olympic tradition of promoting safe relations among mostly young competitors living in close quarters. However, by Saturday,
who thought that was a good
week
idea?
Of the competition still left to go, the stock has run motherfucking dry.
I'm sure. And then these conservatives.
Clearly, this shows Valentine's Day is in full swing at the Village. International Olympic Committee spokesman Mark Adams said 10,000 have been used. 2,800 athletes. You can do the math, as they say. It's Rule 62 of the Olympic Charter that we have to have a condoms story. Faster, higher, stronger, together.
Wow.
That is absolutely insane. And additional supplies are being delivered and will be distributed across all villages between Saturday and Monday, a statement stated.
All right, so low key.
Any thoughts about that?
Yeah, actually, I want to bounce a thought off you. Low key, you think athlete sperm be traveling faster than like? I'm fucking with you. I'm fucking with you.
No.
I mean, but if you think about it, no.
That's wild, though.
No,
2,800 people done burned through 10,000 condoms. How much sex does y'all having, though? Good God. That's crazy.
It's not just the athletes. Let's be realistic. It's in a melting pool, so it's probably a lot more than the athletes. They are not having 5,000 partners a night each. It's not what's happening. But the idea
that's still
it's 10, a lot surfaced around
10,000 condoms.
I'm not saying it's not
10,000 condoms. 10,000 condoms. I can't even fathom what 10,000 condoms looks like in front of my face. But like, that's crazy.
Okay, but can we take it a different angle, and can we take it to the fact that I'm glad that many condoms are being used? Because at the end of the day, we look at what the opposing force wants, and the opposing force wants us to deny that many babies being put out in these sexual driven atmospheres. Right now we have a very hypersexualized society. If y'all haven't paid attention, there's a lot of sex going on everywhere. Sex here, sex there, sex everywhere. Everybody is so obsessed with sex, and nobody's taking preventative measures. So I'm never going to turn my nose up or shun the people that are out here and actually making sure that 10 how many 10 what
10,000
yeah, that
condoms.
many, all of them fuck sessions. That's all babies y'all could have avoided and probably did not want.
Yeah,
I'm glad for
I'm happy though. It's just like, wow, like where do y'all find the time to use 10,000 condoms is where I'm coming from with it. Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, it is.
Let me say this. Let me add this on. To the girl in Las Vegas who was anonymous for my segment. Tell your boyfriend that. Okay? Yeah.
Sorry, I had to cough. Okay. Okay, so let's get into the dirt. So, but now, everybody with ears has heard about the congressional hearings that have taken place this past week regarding the Epstein files. And if you haven't heard, not certain even while you're still listening to this particular podcast, but all right, I'm reading this on NBCnews.com, and it says, under fire for Epstein files, Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick defends visiting his private island. And before we get into these congressional hearings, Miss Lyric, you have not heard the congressional hearings, you said, correct?
Nope, have not.
Oh, baby. It has been a shit show. All right, again, NBCnews.com. Facing bipartisan criticism over his ties to Jeffrey Epstein, Committee Secretary Howard Lutnick, or like the internet like to call him, Howie Nutlick, on Tuesday said that he had no personal relationship with Epstein, but acknowledged visiting the late convicted sex offender's island while on a family vacation in 2012. Now,
bitch, you on a family? Never mind. Go ahead.
No, please, because I want this to be interactive, because I need people to really have real reactions. Because you're not having a reaction that nobody else didn't. Go ahead.
Where you bringing your family to the island?
It's family.
I just don't understand.
Lyric, when I tell you,
I'm not laughing because it's funny. Because
Hold
nothing
on.
that went on that island is funny. Let me be clear. Because
No.
sometimes y'all take our laughter and we think that we're laughing at. We're laughing that it's so absurd that people are actually that dense and are actually doing these
You could
types of
not.
Like, that's crazy.
That is crazy. Anyway, so this is what took place on the Hill, and y'all just got to hear it for yourself. Here you go.
Why did the Epstein files show you coordinating a meeting and planning a visit with Jeffrey Epstein on his private island in December 2012?
Thank you for the question. I'm glad to be here to make it clear that I met Jeffrey Epstein when I moved to a house next door to him in New York. Right? And I met him then. Over the next 14 years, I met him 2 other times that I can recall. 2 times. And that is none for 6 years. So 6 years later, I met him. And then a year and a half after that, I met him, and never again. Probably the total, and you've seen all of these documents, of these millions and millions of documents, there may be 10 emails connecting me with him, probably about 10 emails connecting me with him over a 14-year period. I did not have any relationship with him. I barely had anything to do with that person. Okay?
Secretary Lutnick, I think you understand the root of concern here. It's the way you described very emphatically your first encounter with him in his apartment, said you were disgusted, would never have any contact with him again. Did you, in fact, make the visit to Jeffrey Epstein's private island?
I did have lunch with him as I was on a boat going across on a family vacation. My wife was with me, as were my 4 children and nannies. I had another couple they were there as well with their children, and we had lunch on the island. That is true, for an hour, and we left with all of my children, with my nannies and my wife, all together. We were on family vacation. We were not apart. To suggest there was anything untoward about that in 2012, I don't recall why we did it, but
Mr. Secretary, again, as I said, there's not an indication that you yourself engaged in any wrongdoing with Jeffrey Epstein. It's the fact that you believe that you misled the country and the Congress based on your earlier statements, suggesting that you'd cut off all contact when in fact you had not. When you visited the private island, did you see anything inappropriate during that visit?
The only thing I saw with my wife and my children and the other couple and their children was staff who worked for Mr. Epstein on that island.
And you realize that, this visit took place after he'd been convicted, right? I mean, you made a very big point of saying that you sensed that this was a bad person in 2005. And of course, in 2008, he was convicted of soliciting prostitution of a minor. And yet you went and had this trip and other interactions. Did you have a dinner in Epstein's New York City home in 2011?
No.
So the information that suggests that there was a dinner with Woody Allen and Woody Allen's spouse at the Epstein residence, that's there's nothing to that. Is that right?
I actually don't know what you're referring to. I looked through the millions of documents for my name, just like everybody else. Yeah. And what I found was there was a document that says that I had a meeting with him in May, I think, for an hour at 5 o'clock. Okay. Not dinner or otherwise, for an hour at 5 o'clock.
All right. There's also a reference to the fact that Epstein had expressed an interest in meeting your nanny. Do you know whether Jeffrey Epstein ever met with your nanny?
No, I saw that. I had no idea what that was about. It had nothing to do with me.
No interaction at all with him on that?
No. far as I know, no.
Would you, Mr. Secretary, be willing to ensure that the file is complete to share with this committee and the Congress your own records, any records you have that relate to Jeffrey Epstein?
I will surely talk about that. I hadn't thought about that. I have nothing to hide. Absolutely nothing.
How you feel, Miss Lyric? Hearing
He's
that.
a bad guy, but I'm gonna go hang out with him and have lunch. And I'm gonna bring all my kids and the other people's kids, and we just gonna hang out on this island.
Yeah, because that just seems so normal.
It's some fuckery and foolishness if I ever heard.
I mean, you see, okay. So you at the end of the day, you follow political news, but you ain't nowhere near as tapped in as I am, and you can detect, not even saying, that's not even taken away from just the emotional intelligence from the average American. Really? This is what we're doing. This is where we are, America. That, doesn't it? So you said back in the day that you weren't there, and that you, from the 6 steps, your words, 6 steps that it took to get from your house to then your from your neighbor's house, it just took 6 steps away, and you would never talk to this man because he had a massage table in his house.
Jeffrey Epstein was your neighbor. I would be remiss if I didn't ask you about him. East 71st Street. He was your neighbor for 10 years. How well did you know him?
All right. So we are in number 11 and he lives in number 9.
Right.
So we renovate, we buy our house, and our house is pigeons and mice.
Right.
Okay. It was derelict.
Right.
So we rebuild our house. We move in 2005. Okay. Jeffrey Epstein is arrested in like 08, I think, or something like that.
Right.
So knock on the door. His assistant on like a Saturday says, Mr. Epstein, your neighbor would like to invite you over for coffee. So my wife and I go next door. We walk the 7 steps,
yes,
right, to the next house for coffee. We share a wall.
Right.
So it's in New York City. So he invites us in. We have coffee in this, and he says, do you want a tour? We said, great.
Interesting.
He's got a really big house.
Every room you went into?
He's got, well, I'll tell you. So his house is like super big, really wide. And so he gives me a tour in the living room, big living room. And then across from it is double doors. I assume it's the dining room.
Yeah.
And he opens the doors and there's a massage table in the middle of the room.
Ooh.
And candles all around and stuff. So I ask very insightful, cutting questions. I say to him, massage table in the middle of your house? How often do you have a massage? And he says, every day. And then he gets weirdly close to me.
Ooh.
And he says, and the right kind of massage.
Ooh.
Now my wife is standing here. So she looks at me and I look at her and we say, I'm sorry, we have to go. And we left. And in the 6 or 8 steps it takes to get from his house to my house, my wife and I decided that I will never be in the room with that disgusting person ever again. Really? So I was never in the room with him socially, for business, or even philanthropy. If that guy was there, I wasn't going because he's gross. Oh. And so I look back at it as a gift.
Yes.
He gave me a gift.
Yes.
Of a voice.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's my story. A one and absolutely done.
And that is not a person that you wanted to be a part of. To now, for it to blow up, that you would, years later, even after public condemnation, like you had public knowledge that this was a bad guy, and you still took you and your nanny, your family, and your nanny, and her people. Then, okay.
Mm-hmm. Basically, he said your nanny's fine, see if you can get her for me so she can do something strange for a piece of change.
Wow.
On my island.
This is where
That's what I got out of that shit.
This is where we are.
People are wild, bro.
No, not this wild. We need to reel some shit back in. What the fuck?
Yeah, they are this wild. Obviously.
Obviously
they are.
Get me out of here. Get me out of here.
And we can't even say, how did we get here? A lot of y'all are just finding out. A lot of y'all are just finding out that what we have been talking about, and I've been talking about these files for years. For years. Even before we had COVID, I've been talking about these files for years because there has been leaks. But what has happened was everybody says, oh, that's just a conspiracy theory. It's not true. I'm going to wait until this, that, and the third. And I'm sitting here like, yo, this is an actual fucking document, bro. This is actually real. I researched, but I don't know what I'm talking about. So I'm just so happy to see that everybody is waking up and knows that this shit been going on for years. For years.
And as somebody that does not delve into conspiracy talk, I don't. Because at the end of the day, and that's not just to make it a TikTok thing, it's literally like over the years of the conspiracies and stuff, I'm a person that's always listened to what we have as credible news sources, not just rumors. And I mean, this is where our unique blend meets in the middle, me and you, Miss Lyric, because I'm not saying you're a conspiracy theorist, but at the same time, you do read things and you absorb certain information. And so do I, but I'm like, okay, well, what do the testimonies, and that's kind of like where we differ, because I think over the years, I've been less likely to... Well, I believe the victim typically, like, off stance, but like if some shit comes up shaky in their testimony, then I'm very quick to, like, you know, chop it off and be like, yo, I don't believe it. But I think you've always been the person that's kind of in the middle.
Yes, because if my thing is, everybody can't be lying. Everybody can't be lying.
I agree with that.
If there's like a group of people saying that this has happened to me, I was at this, and they're very specific with this, with their details, nothing has changed with what they've been saying, I am more aligned to believe that person. Why? Because that is the truth. It is harder to keep a lie over the years because you're going to forget. You're going to forget certain details. You're going to forget the smallest thing that may have happened. If it really happened to you, that is the truth. You are not going to forget it. You're going to remember everything except for maybe if there was some drugs involved or whatever. It might get a little fuzzy, but even that you're going to know. Hey, look, you're still going to say the same thing. I was drugged, but I remember this. I remember this happened to me. This was what I had on. This person was here. This person said this. You're going to remember certain details. Right. And I say that because these victims have been speaking out since then. They have been trying to pay off or silence these victims. And it's no different than what has happened with the Sean Puffy Combs victims as well. I've known about this shit since before I became an adult. Let's be clear. Okay. They have been speaking out saying that this nigga's a monster.
They have been. Like, everybody has said that.
He has hung people over balconies. He has threatened people's lives. He has done this. So it doesn't surprise me. I was one of probably the last person to actually sit and watch the documentary. Why? Because all it was a confirmation of stuff that I have already heard over the years anyway, from people saying certain things.
Right.
Y'all just don't know because y'all wasn't, maybe either people didn't want to believe it because it was their phase and they couldn't fathom somebody actually being that heinous. Or people don't really want to believe the truth because they feel as though, no, if it's not on the news, it couldn't be true. Because a lot of the times people do get silenced. You don't hear a lot of things
my
that
TikTok
come
page
on the news.
Yeah. We see it playing out in real time.
Yeah, so that's why I'm more inclined to believe the victims. I absolutely am.
I mean, and it is what it is, because with you having all of this oligarchy controlling media and everything, just now that we see it played out in front of our faces, just this vividly, it gives a broader aspect and lets us see just which people are in cahoots. So,
yep.
So that was that one. You got something? Or is it your turn?
Let me see. Do we care about Tyra Banks at all?
I mean,
they're coming out with a new
that's fine.
I guess series, you want to say, of Behind America's Next Top Model, because listen, here's the thing. A lot of people
we said it.
It's not
we said it.
People have been saying that there has been a lot of fucked up shit going on behind
problematic. It is.
Scenes. But that's not just with her show. That's reality TV anyway. And I hate the term of reality TV because to me, it may not be scripted per se, but it's still a performance, like you said. It is. And you're not, those people are not giving you their real authentic selves. They're putting on for a fucking camera. So it's not reality TV. It's entertainment at the end of the day.
You immediately dismiss yourself from your personality. That is what you do in those circumstances. You say, wait, I have an audience, so my audience wants to see this part of me. So then you immediately retreat into this persona, into this personality that you've then found protective and that your audience expects, and then you react through that personality versus actually reacting in your real authentic emotions and movements. That is what that is. That is what you're doing. That is what we call a performance.
Yeah, definitely. It's Theater Kid 101.
I don't know what else to tell y'all.
Off the cuff, as you say. You just making shit up as it goes. They put you in situations, they tell you what's going on, who's gonna be there, and they say, action. Let's see.
Because this bitch
and since you know a camera's gonna be right there. Oh, she did this. I don't really like her, so let's start a fight.
Yeah. And that's
I'm gonna bring up some shit you did 10 years ago that pissed me off, and then we're gonna get the record over it.
When you could have just had that simple conversation. You could have had a conversation that we didn't all have to be in the news lines about. So
apparently it's not just the models that were on this show. It's also Jay Manuel.
You don't say.
Miss J.
Okay.
And Nigel Barker, who said they were all fired from America's Next Top Model. Tyra Banks says that she wanted to explain why they was fired because she says it was a network decision, but she feels like they still blame her for what happened, and everybody, as far as the contestants, blame her for what happened on the set.
Well,
to be honest, watching it, because I was that was me and my mom's like favorite pastime.
Okay.
When I was there, we was watching America's Next Top Model. Like that was our show. That was our thing. Like get out of our face. We're gonna have our little snacks and we're gonna sit down and watch America's Next Top Model.
Of course.
We just love it. Watching it then, but then watching it now, I can understand why they feel like that. Because her tone with a lot of those contestants was wrong. Way wrong.
No, it was always wrong.
It was tacky how she carried on with some of those people. Let's see.
I mean, you know, RFK Jr. Admits to snorting cocaine off of toilet seats, right? Girl, RFK Jr., the supposed to be goddamn Secretary of Health and Human Services, went in front of a camera to let the rest of us know that he snorted cocaine lines off a toilet seat. So if that voice isn't enough unnerving for you, yeah, here's what he had to say.
I'm not scared of a germ. I used to snort cocaine off of toilet seats.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr. opened up about his past cocaine addiction on this past weekend with Theo Vaughn. Kennedy has previously spoken publicly about his struggles with substance use. He has said they started after the assassination of his father, former Attorney General Robert F. Kennedy, and he said that past arrests for drug possession led to his decision to pursue sobriety. On the podcast, Kennedy described continuing to attend Alcoholics Anonymous meetings during the COVID-19 pandemic.
I know this disease will kill me, right? Like if I don't treat it, which means going to meetings every day, it's just bad for my life. So for me, it was survival.
The remarks come after Kennedy completed his first year as health secretary. Trust in federal health agencies has plummeted in recent years, with declines across the political spectrum. According to health policy research group KFF, overall trust in the CDC stands at 47%. Trust in Kennedy himself as a source of health information was also low, with 37% of those polled in January saying they trust him a great deal or a fair amount. CNN has reached out to Kennedy for further comment.
I'm not
Gross. Gross.
What? Why are you sniffing cocaine off of fucking booty seats, yo?
Booty seats.
Like, come on, man.
Okay. We're here at Booty Seats. Okay.
Yes.
The Secretary of Health and
because
Human...
it sounds worse.
Listen, toilet seats. That's what he said. With his own wavering mouth. That's what he said. That he wants the Secretary of Health and Human Services here today. And you know what, Lyric? Honestly, I think that's why my black ass got banned too. Because, I posted that clip and I stitched it. It's like, sniff cocaine off toilet seats. And I was like, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is your Secretary of Health and Human Services. And I literally posted that video, and I think that got me banned. I think that's the one that did it. I think that's the one.
Why? It's not hearsay.
No, it's not.
They're gonna give you your account back because it's not like you made it up. He literally, you're reposting something he said. So I'm not worried about that.
It may,
but that's crazy though.
No, it may have been
Black
a white
History
top.
Month. They're banning you for repeating what the original person said. That's crazy.
Listen, the supposed original person. Let's put it up there. The supposed original person. That's what they got going on right now because they think that they're superior to everything and everyone. That is why we are going through what we are going through right now. Do you got the next one or me?
Yes, I think so. Let's see what else crap that I have. Or did I not care about anything else?
I mean, I kind of did one.
I did 3.
Go for it. You said what?
I said no, I did my 3.
Okay.
I don't think I cared about anything else this week, honestly. Everybody was worried about what they was getting for fucking Valentine's, whatever you want to call it, day.
That's fair
and
enough.
People was posting gifts and trips and dips and all types of shit.
No, that's fair.
So
now,
there wasn't a lot of stuff I could pull from.
I mean, I
don't want to talk about Ray J.
Well, okay, you know what? Let's go Ray J adjacent, right? Now, I said I wasn't going to talk about entertainment, but this story happened during our break. We took a little break, a couple weeks break. So I never did get to pick your brain about this, right? Headline. According to The Guardian, Kanye West takes out full page ad apologizing to anti-Semitic behavior and denying he is a Nazi. Did you hear about this at all?
Yes.
The Kanye
yes,
apology?
I did.
Right.
Did I care? No, I did not.
No, we didn't.
Why? Because of his he's working on coming out with a new album. You're welcome.
Okay, so we see what this is. This is your comeback album. You trying to appeal back to the audience that you've then turned your nose up at. And for a lot of us, we only know how to respond to that abusive type technique to where you do something heinous, you do something outlandish, you completely disconnect yourself from us, and then you come back and go, oh, well, I ain't really mean that, babe. You know, I was just playing. And this, that, and the third. And we just supposed to all fall back into the okie doke. That is what we're used to.
It don't work like that.
No, not anymore. But for context, according to TheGuardian.com, Kanye West has taken out a full-page advertisement in the Wall Street Journal apologizing for his anti-Semitic behavior. Says, quote, "I'm not a Nazi or anti-Semite." He wrote, quote, "I love Jewish people," in a letter titled to, quote, to those I've hurt, end quote. He attributed his inflammatory actions, including making profoundly offensive statements and selling t-shirts bearing swastikas, to his bipolar 1 disorder, which he said he developed as a result of a medical oversight failing to diagnose a frontal lobe injury sustained in a car crash in 2002. West, and now legally known as Ye, said that as a result of the disorder, he, quote, lost touch with reality, prompting him to gravitate towards the, quote, most destructive symbol I could find, the swastika. Despite a previous apology to the Jewish community in 2023, in February 2025, West started selling the swastika t-shirts, prompting the commerce platform of Shopify to take down his web store. In May, he released a song called Hail Hitler, which sampled a speech by Hitler and praised the Nazi leader. The song was banned in Germany, owing to laws against hate speech and extremism, but went viral online last week. Right-wing influencers, including Andrew Tate and Nate Fuentes, were filmed making Nazi salutes to the song as it played a Miami Beach nightclub. West also engaged in Holocaust denial. So this was posted back in January of 2026. It was posted January 26th of 2026. So yeah, we're a little late to get on it, but fuck you, yeah, because I just wanted to give, I'm reading this and I'm reacting. There's a lot more in the article. I encourage you all to go and read the complete article, but as I'm reading and as I'm observing, just like Miss Lyric said, this is on the cusp of you coming up with a new album and knowing that everybody right now actively don't fuck with Trump. That doesn't negate, okay, as somebody that deals with mental health issues, never once, just for me, and this is my own personal journey, I've never resorted to the swastika for comfort. Have you, Miss Lyric? You've dealt with a couple of different things in your life, that have weighed heavy on your mental health. I don't know your diagnosis and not even asking you to give it, but at the end of the day, have you ever thought swastika?
No.
Sure?
I'm 100% positive.
I'm just saying.
For what?
I mean, this is something different. So
I don't think about stuff that does not concern me.
So do you accept Ye's apology or no?
It's not up to me to
will you be
accept it. Do I think it's genuine? No, I do not.
Neither do I.
I will say that.
Yeah.
I don't think it's genuine.
Neither do I. I don't. I think that it's
the timing of you coming out with an album and then deciding to take out a full front page apology to the people that you have offended over the years, not once, not twice, but several times. It doesn't sit right with me. No, I don't think it's genuine. I think you're just trying to gather listeners and buyers and all of the things because you're coming out with new music and you need new listeners and new people to buy tickets to concerts and tours and merch and all of that stuff. And I don't believe it.
That is what I think.
That has to come with changed behavior. That goes for everybody. In order for you to apologize, you can't just say it. You have to to do the action as well. Change the behavior. And because Kanye has showed a pattern time and time and time and time again being offensive, I don't believe it.
I don't. I believe that you need to pad your pockets just like we see all these rich assholes doing around the world right now, because all of this shit is finally getting spilled. So, depending on how it looks for you in the future, which you can't fathomably, you can't predict this. You can't. You don't know what your life is going to look like. So a lot of y'all are doing these kamikaze moves, and it is very obvious. We see you. All right, my ADHD says back to politics, and for my final story, I'll talk about that shit show Pam Bondi put on during the congressional hearing. Girl, did you watch Pam Bondi at all? But you said you saw the highlights, right?
Yeah, I saw some of them.
All right, so let me give y'all this first one. Hold on.
Survivors in the room, if you are willing, please stand. And if you are willing, please raise your hands if you have still not been able to meet with this Department of Justice. Please know for the record that every single survivor has raised their hand. Attorney General Bondi, you apologized to the survivors in your opening statement for what they went through at the hands of Jeffrey Epstein. Will you turn to them now and apologize for what your Department of Justice has put them through with the absolutely unacceptable release of the Epstein files and their information?
Congresswoman, you sat before Merrick Garland sat in this chair twice.
Attorney General Bondi,
no, can I finish my answer?
No, I'm going to reclaim my time because I asked you a specific question. I would like you to answer, which is, will you turn to the survivors? This is not about anybody that came before you. It is about you taking responsibility for your Department of Justice and the harm that it has done to the survivors who are standing right behind you and are waiting for you to turn to them and apologize for what your Department of Justice has done. That's not accurate, Mr. Chairman.
Because she doesn't like the answer. So,
Mr. Chairman,
why
I have asked.
Didn't she ask Merrick Garland this?
I'm reclaiming my time,
and when I will
reclaim my
continue
time,
to answer.
it is.
I'm not going to get in the gutter for her theatrics.
17 seconds.
Thank you. You're not going to answer this question, so let me just.
Chairman, I'll direct it to
What
you.
a massive.
No, I'm answering a question.
Chairman, will you restore her time? The witness is interrupted.
In the gutter with this woman. She's doing theatrics.
Let me have my
The gentlelady from Washington controls the time. The 17 seconds. You can proceed with your final 17 seconds.
What a massive cover-up this has been and continues to be. Donald Trump made the release of the Epstein files the center of his political campaign because he thought it would benefit him. Then you got into office, Attorney General, claimed to have a client list, only to say that there was no list. Your deputy, Todd Blanche, met alone with Ghislaine Maxwell and transferred her to a minimum security prison. And now you continue the cover-up. And I wish that you would turn around to the survivors who are standing right behind you and on a human level,
Chairman,
now recognizes the chairman.
what you have done to the survivors.
What'd you think, Miss Lyric? Hearing it for the first time? Well, not maybe for the first time.
No, I heard bits and pieces, but baby, she
heard
went
the full.
in.
Yeah.
I'm reclaiming my time. Okay,
all of that.
Period. You're gonna let me say what I got to say, and you're not going to rearrange anything. Answer the question. But that's typically what has been going on throughout this whole administration. Nobody wants to be 100% in their answering. They always need to deflect and not be forward about their responses. So it's a lot of ducking and hiding and covering up of things. Yeah, no, we getting straight to the point. Like, what's up? What's going on?
Yeah,
like,
that's literally the point. It's the point, because we keep telling y'all that this is what it is. Like, she can not even answer basic bits questions. So then she continues on into this full Karen ass. I swear, I wish we had Take a Man Back, that we could do the whole Karen erupt thing, that where we screamed and stuff, and that used to be fun during the radio show. But I will say this, that this is a mashup of her bullshit, and I need y'all to hear this in real time. Hold this.
Are you able to track who in your organization made this massive failure and released the victims' names? Are you able to track who it was that obscured Les Wexner's name as a co-conspirator in an FBI document? Do you have that kind of accountability?
We corrected that within 40 minutes. He was already, you're acting like everybody's trying to cover up Wexner's name.
Reclaiming my time.
I'm going to answer this question.
Reclaiming my time.
He was,
Mr.
this
Chairman.
is how this works.
Can I have my time?
Mr.
Chairman, the board can give her an answer.
Within 40 minutes, Wexner's name was added back.
Within 40 minutes of me catching you red-handed.
There was one redaction.
Where he's listed as a co-conspirator.
And we invited you in. This guy has Trump derangement syndrome. He needs to get, you're a failed politician.
I want you to watch the video.
Oh.
Did you ask Merrick?
Child.
She did it. She did it. That's what she did. And she...
They're running wild, man. I cannot wait for this administration to be over.
Well,
because none of y'all are qualified. All of you act like children. Y'all are so not qualified to run this country. It don't make no sense. Like, come on. Y'all not even being professional.
It's
y'all
not.
Act like this is like a debate team type of situation. Like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all?
This is performative. This is so fucking weird. What are we even doing right now in America? Why are we even dealing with this nonsense? This shit with Pam Bondi, in my opinion, is literally the most evasive tactics that we've ever seen to date. Why are we doing this? America. Everybody, are you not listening? Like, we're recording right now on Sunday. February, what the fuck?
15.
Yeah, there you go. The day after goddamn Valentine's Day. In real time, we're looking at these people in our positions of power that we now know. We know they're lying, in my opinion. We know that. Why? Why are we still dealing with this right now? And I'll go into this next in my unseasoned behavior segment. Lyric, you got anything else for the trolling time, 9?
I do not.
Alright, unseasoned behavior up next. Because y'all are real unseasoned right now in these points, in these streets. God damn.
Are you able to track who in your organization made this massive failure and released the victims' names? Are you able to track who it was that obscured Les Wexner's name as a co-conspirator in an FBI document? Do you have that kind of accountability?
We corrected that within 40 minutes. He was already, you're acting like everybody's trying to cover up Wexner's name.
Reclaiming my time.
I'm going to answer this question.
Reclaiming my time.
Mr.
Chairman.
This is how this works.
Can I have my time? Mr. Chairman, the board can give her an answer.
Within 40 minutes, Wexner's name was added back.
Within 40 minutes of me catching you red-handed.
There was one redaction.
Where he's listed as a co-conspirator.
And we invited you in. This guy has Trump derangement syndrome. He needs to get, you're a failed politician.
I want you to watch the video.
Oh.
Did you ask
Child.
She did it. She did it. She did it. That's what she did. And she...
They're running wild, man. I cannot wait for this administration to be over.
Well,
because none of y'all are qualified. All of you act like children. Y'all are so not qualified to run this country. It don't make no sense. Like, come on. Y'all not even being professional.
It's not.
Y'all act like this is like a debate team type of situation. Like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all?
This is performative. This is so fucking weird. What are we even doing right now in America? Why are we even dealing with this nonsense? This shit with Pam Bondi, in my opinion, is literally the most evasive tactics that we've ever seen to date. Why are we doing this? America. Everybody, are you not listening? Like, we're recording right now on Sunday. February, what the fuck?
15.
Yeah, there you go. The day after goddamn Valentine's Day. In real time, we're looking at these people in our positions of power that we now know. We know they're lying, in my opinion. Why? Why are we still dealing with this right now? Either way, we're running long and we need to wrap this up. So we're going into news to make you nauseous. Up next.
We have some big news right now. The Department of Homeland Security is demanding that tech companies, social media companies, unmask anti-ICE accounts in a significant crusade against individuals who operate accounts that do not support ICE, do not support DHS, do not support the Trump administration's operations. This, according to the New York Times. Over the past several months, DHS has ramped up sending what are called administrative subpoenas to tech companies like Google, Reddit, Discord, and Meta. In these subpoenas, the Department of Homeland Security is asking these companies to essentially provide personal information of individuals who run anonymous accounts, specifically accounts that have criticized ICE or that have pointed to the locations of ICE agents. Given the fact that these are administrative subpoenas, tech companies are able to essentially choose whether or not they want to comply. If you are anonymous anywhere on the internet, be just warned that there could be an administrative subpoena sent by the government to unmask you. So spread the word so people know and follow along for more.
Now, say what? News to make you nauseous on WRTR Real Talk Radio. Let's go.
These are some of the stories you might not read about in the New York Times, the Washington Post, or the Wall Street Journal. It's news to make you nauseous, but, since I took so long for my segment, we got stuff to do. And this show has ran long, Miss Lyric, hasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
All right. So you got shit to do. I do. So let's move into news to make you nauseous. I took a different bit of a direction. Okay? A bit this week, because last week, after the whole World War I ammunition shell got stuck in that man's butt, I started to reflect.
Why?
I started to reflect over the years and just how much shit, other than, shit, has found itself stuck inside of people's, orifices. So I did a web search, right? And came across defector.com. And they have a list of the last year, 2025 alone. So keep in mind, this is just in 2025, the things that have gotten stuck inside of y'all's nether regions and just, refuse not to push the envelope, or the balloon knot. Whatever. Oh my God, if envelope is on this list, all right, I'm gonna just dive in and we'll have an entirely new, oh my God, if envelope is on this list. All right, these are the things that have gotten stuck inside y'all's orifices in 2025. So, say what? Everywhere, all of y'all, all at once.
Say what?
What did we get stuck in our rectums last year? This is the time of year to be grateful for not having things stuck in your asses. and to think of those less fortunate than us. So, spare thought for those Americans who have misjudged the capacity of their own orifices. All reports are taken from the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commissioner's database of emergency room visits. All descriptions are verbatim, and all the people involved had a very bad time. Miss Lyric, do you want the penis, the vagina, or the rectum? Yeah, we got lists of all of them.
I don't want to hear anything because I'm still traumatized from last week.
So rectum.
Okay? Because why the fuck do you have...
Why? Ready? No, we ready.
Why? I don't... come on.
Penis. In the penis. I'll give you the top 10 of each. Penis.
Okay.
Battery. Candle wax. Chest piece. 2 glass beads. Pen. Pencil. Comb. Apple stems. Apple core. Apple core. Apple core. Ooh. Bobby pin. And paper clip. That's in the penis. And the J. Holiday bell. Ding dong. Lighter. Aluminum foil. Cotton balls. Popsicle stick. Plastic orca. Orca. Gemstone. Inserted 2 diamond rings in her vagina while at a party in fear they would be stolen. Oh, so, vault? Fine. Latex glove and bath bomb. Rectum, let's go all out. Ready? All the stuff that was stuffed inside the butts in 2025. Let's work, Miss Lyric. Lubricant bottle. Enema bottle. The whole bottle. Not just, you just go in to lubricate. No, you lost the whole bottle in your butt. You was like, yo, this bitch needs to be lubed up. And you did that. Enema bottle. Nails. Screws and nails. Nails, screws, and nails? Wow. Okay. Patient states he put a baseball in his rectum to see what it felt. Sure. Aerosol can. Dog chew toy. The dog's chew toy. Sure. Dryer sheet. Okay. Was feeling well, I can see the dryer sheet. Maybe it's a little funky down there and you thought, hey, maybe, the snuggle bear. Sure. Was feeling constipated for 2 days. He took the base off of his beard clippers and wrapped in a plastic baggie, inserted into the rectum, and it got stuck. End quote. Baton, hair tie, concerned about if he still had a small vibrator in his rectum his girlfriend placed in there on Friday. Wait, so this was an so he went to the hospital thinking that the girlfriend left that vibrator in his rectum because he was still feeling a little buzzy afterward. Oh, he was feeling the after. Never mind. Turkey baster, plastic cleanser bottle full of liquid. Reports he slipped in the shower in a shampoo bottle. States he went in the shower and was bored when it was placed as a shampoo bottle in his rectum. Dental pick, wine stuff. Okay, y'all have had too much stuff. I will keep reading this stuff forever. Why is there so much stuff in butts, Lyric? What's going on?
I'm not surprised by any of that. I was just kidding when I said you traumatized me by that. When all actuality, I traumatized you first, because let's not forget the nauseous story that I gave y'all when that homeless guy got arrested and they had to take him to the hospital because he had a thermos in his ass.
Yeah, the thermos. I remember the thermos. I remember. Unfortunately.
How the fuck you get a whole thermos in your ass?
We don't.
That's what I want to know.
But
I don't want to know. but I do want to know if that makes sense.
Either way. All right, we wrapping this show up here because you got to go or otherwise?
I do have to
You do.
attend another engagement.
That's fine. So we won't get to real talk.
However, what was the real talk topic going to be?
I was going to talk about this white man that said this.
I've said this once before, and I'll say it again. Having a purely racial preference when dating is racist. And that is to say that having physical preferences for certain features or having like visual preferences and certain races fulfill those preferences more than others, typically speaking, that is normal. That's not racist. That's like everybody has preferences. Certain races are going to have more of those preferences than others. That's whatever. What's not okay is saying, I will never date anyone from this race. That is no longer about visual preference because you're not seeing anything. That is a conceptual bias that you have against an entire race.
What?
Yes,
Keeping it 100. It's Real Talk on WRTR Real Talk Radio. We keep it real.
So wrapping into Real Talk, what you think, Miss Lyric?
No, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I've never been attracted to a white man. I don't mean no harm by it. That doesn't mean that I dislike them or anything or I feel away. I just am not attracted to white men.
Y'all need to
That's
look
not
up.
racist. I love my black men. I love my black kings. I married one.
Oh my God.
That doesn't mean that I'm fucking Is he for real?
I think he really is, and this is a larger problem because y'all need to look up what words mean. Racist is a person who is prejudiced against or antagonistic toward people on the basis of their membership in a particular race or ethnic group, typically one that is a minority or marginalized. That doesn't mean that I want to sleep next to you, or whether or not I want to sleep next to you being the determining factor of whether or not I like your race as a whole. That does not mean that. And
people are retarded.
But I think that because a large part of y'all so self-identify with this idea of whiteness and what that means as whiteness, because you think that because you're white and you are attracted to a certain ethnic group or somebody outside of your race, that you then think that it should be across the board for all of us. Listen, baby, you jumped out here and y'all sat there and put y'all selves on Front Street for so many years to push in our face your idea of European superiority, and now that it's not taken, and now that we like it's kind of boring, now y'all want to be like, oh well, I mean, just because I think because you don't like me you're racist. No, I don't like you because of the way that you've acted over the past fucking every goddamn season of life that my culture has been experienced to. That is what I don't like.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's called a preference for a reason. And let's be clear, just because someone prefers to be with someone of their own culture does not make them racist. First of all, it could be a thing where it could be attraction, of course,
maybe.
But it also could be a thing of have you ever thought they have similar experiences that we can talk about. They have been in the same shoes and have walked outside and experienced the same things that I have experienced, so we can come together and talk about it. Y'all will never know what it means to be a black woman or a black man walking outside and having to deal with certain things.
I won't.
You have that complexion protection that you don't have to worry about getting pulled over by the cops and not coming home. I said the cops, not ICE.
No.
Okay? So y'all don't have the same experiences.
Yeah.
So if somebody says that, don't take it like negatively and say that, oh, you're racist, this, that, and the third, you're alienating other cultures. No. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be with, or saying that you're attracted to, or that you prefer your own culture as far as being in a relationship. The problem comes when you say that, but you add on, oh, because this culture is this, and you say something in a negative tone.
Or it's something that you're unfamiliar with, so you automatically deem it dangerous because, again, you're unfamiliar with it. Have
Exactly.
you experienced
You can
it?
have your preferences without putting down other people.
Yeah.
That's just like, there's also some black men who say they don't date. Some black men who say they don't date black women.
Well, that
because they feel that we are too aggressive. They feel like we're too masculine. They feel like we, you know what I'm saying, we're too strong for them.
You know what? And I'm not even going to beat up them brothers this week because I know you got somewhere to be. Listen, I'm gonna let them go just this week as we wrap up another week here on WRTR Real Talk Radio. Miss Lyric, thank you for extending your time for me.
Oh no, it's for us. Thank you for expending your time for me.
I mean, Valentine's Day.
We're
You're
a team.
mom.
Yes, I did a little something
You're
for
wife.
Valentine's Day because I'm still in that type of spirit.
Absolutely, you should be.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you and all of you listening to us this and every week. So maybe we'll holler at y'all next week. I ain't giving no promises, but I mean, you know.
Y'all know how we do.
I mean, it is what it is. Make sure you
Life
follow
be
us
lifing.
all over on the socials, WRTRradio.transistor.fm, because my main TikTok account is banned. Sorry, you can't follow me there, but you can over on Blue Sky at MERCUSSMOOT. That is Marcus Smoot.
And you can find me on TikTok still, Instagram, and Facebook, even though I don't post that much. That's more so my family. But if you see my profile, say, hey, I'm nice.
She is. I'm not. Either way. Well, I'll let y'all next time here on WRTR Real Talk Radio. Bye.
Bye.
WRTR Real Talk Radio.
This week's show featured work from TikTok creators Ashley the Baroness, Aaron Parnas 1, Cory Booker, Off the Brave USA, and CNN. Even banned, I'm still using our platform to amplify the voices of those that need to be heard.